Is the FORA 221 really just a middle game weapon, or does it have hidden potential in the end game? Let's find out in today's episode of Weapon Review. All right. All right, we'll go over it. So the FORA is like kind of like a middle-ranged like assault rifle that you get, you know, roughly in the middle game, and it does appear in parts of the end game as like an infrequent drop from high-level enemies. But let's look at what it can get. So Lullaby is unique FORA, but it does not have more damage or penetration. So it's just the FORA. So, okay. The first thing, wear and tear 20%. This is always good to get if you plan on running something long-term. It saves you money overall, especially when it's one of the first upgrades. Recoil decrease is nice. The caliber change is actually really weird. So it goes to 5.56 from 5.45. It gets less recoil, better bullet range, and less spread, but it loses damage, and its damage is already quite low. So this really hurts it. Never do this. It's a really bad idea. And then you can get flatness, or you can get moving while aiming. Flatness is definitely better because it gives you a range increase, while moving while aiming doesn't really matter too much. Generally, this thing is actually pretty accurate when firing from the hip, so you don't really even need to ADS if you're moving. You can play like that, but it's, you know, it's whatever. Alright, so recoil decrease is nice, and then that leads into either the spread decrease or the aiming speed. So this does have like the option to like go hard into the aiming speed and aiming while moving type of thing. So you can go for that. And then of course you have the laser and the foregrip. So recoil decrease on the foregrip, spread decrease, aiming speed on the laser. And then for the barrel, we have wear and tear from external, bullet velocity, and then weight reduction. So no penetration mods, no damage mods. For attachments, you get a high capacity magazine. You can get an assault rifle suppressor, and you can also get different optics, like a hollow sight, an ACOG. It accepts a few different optics. Typically the same ones that most like 5.56 type firearms accept. So it says Picatinny rail on the top there. So let's go breakpoint test this. For firing modes, we have single fire and automatic. And for this first test, we are going to go for headshots with base ammo and see how many headshots it takes to kill. 1, 2, 3. Oops. We're on 2 still. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 base ammo. I didn't hit anyone else, so we're going to switch ammo types to armor piercing. Going for headshots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 headshots with armor piercing. So let's switch to automatic. Just kind of try to mow them down. Now there's no underbarrel attachments for this gun, so whatever it can do with its base ammo is its like total potential, and it lives and dies by that performance. Ooh. Rude. He meleeed me. Alright, so that's like roughly the best, well not really the best performance, but assuming I would have reloaded before pushing in there, I would have taken them out. But this is like kind of what you're going to be expecting when running this in endgame. This is really not an endgame weapon. So the GP37 kind of has similar breakpoints to this. It's funny because it's almost like they're both the weaker variants of like, this is like the weak Nipro in its category, and the GP37 is like a weaker Karad. And kind of similar to that matchup, I would place the GP37 higher than this because it has 2 really good attachments that just allow it to do more. And for endgame, you're better off just running a Nipro or even some of the SMGs like a Vector or the Zuba, or I'm sorry, the Zuber. So either of those would be significantly better than this. But it's decent. It's not terrible. One of the interesting things about it, though, does have a quick reload, at least as far as I can tell. It seems quick. Seems like it's a very relatively quick reload. Its aim down time is pretty fast as well. It's almost like an SMG because it's a bullpup. It kind of feels like I'm using an SMG here. All right, let's go over the recoil pattern because that's important. So it basically goes up and to the left. So in order to compensate, you have to kind of go down and to the right. and it does kind of kick a lot. Like the recoil, if I go full auto here, it's definitely harder to control than the GP37 or a Karad. So it is kind of like a weak knee pro. So compared to the knee pro, it just outclasses it in every way. But it does look cool. I wish some of these guns had better like upgrades, so that you could run, you know, so like maybe this had some different options versus the knee pro that makes it like a side grade to the knee pro. Maybe it has like slightly higher damage on a caliber change, so it's less damage than the knee pro, but like longer range and less recoil or something like that, which is essentially what the Karate is. But I would like to see more side grades for endgame. We do have a decent amount of things, but that's pretty much it for this one. I just want to go over this weapon. But definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.